The way
So beautiful.
the way moves it.
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer. First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. That's chapter 5, verse 8 of First Peter. And we'll pray. Father, thank you for just your protection from the enemy in ways that we don't even recognize, from the smallest cell to the largest giant. Father, we thank you. We thank you for your protection over this channel, over all our channels, all our pages, over our properties, our just ourselves, over the viewers. We thank you for it all, Lord, that you're just amazing, the ways that you try to warn us and prepare us that the enemy's out there. And that's what this is all about tonight, Lord. So we trust that you will make sure that the message gets out, because you were the one that warned all of us of the things that are to come. We pray that you will give people the eyes to see and the ears to hear, so that they also can be prepared and not afraid, Lord, in any of these times that we see around us. We love you, Lord. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. Good evening. I'm Lead Tracker E, and this is Jerry Williams, also known as Lead Horse Choctaw. We have 4 Facebook pages, group pages. We have the Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, and Sons Center and Database. The Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas page. The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warriors Path page, and the Lead Tracker E page, all on Facebook. And then we also have the Lead Tracker E YouTube channel, which is the sister channel to this one, our backup channel. But we also have different things on there that we'll talk about in just a moment.
Oh, man. Okay, so we had computer problems. We had computer problems just a second ago, but looks like we're still having them. So bear with us. Now we're on the book, The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path. That's on Amazon. That's $25 on Amazon. Or you can order a copy through us and receive an autographed copy for $25 and plus $5 shipping and handling, and we will send that out to you ourselves. And it's a book with a lot of knowledge that people need, even if they don't think that they do. But you can order here. Also, the Bigfoot documentary. This is the old one. We haven't put a new one up. But it's at $55 now. We're trying to get it to more people. And we want to thank everyone who has supported us in the past until the price was dropped. We want to thank you for that. Next, we have, we have a new thing. So we have a new thing going on. It's a new project that we're working on. A few of the viewers here, or a few of the people here, have already joined us, and we're asking a $100 donation. It's for 30 days, and you get a live, you get a video, a daily video, like a daily journal, spending 30 days with us on a new project that we're doing. It's a very healthy project, and if you have been with us, and there's a couple people here who have, you understand what we're doing and some of the things that we're doing. But we're going to do that for 30 plus
give them more than
days.
that.
I don't know how to
You
say
give
this
them more
without.
than that.
All right, you can tell them something how.
Well, we're preparing. Give them a little more than that. I don't want to give too much. We don't do.
Okay. Now what we're doing is we're preparing for a physical activity, which is
Kind of said it the other day anyway.
Yeah, and if you've been with us for a while and you've seen the videos and you know what we're talking about. But we're doing this for 30 days. You'll get a daily video from us. The things that we're doing as we're preparing for the stickball games in Mississippi. The $100 is for help for the room, the travel, the fuel. We also need an oil change. This is I'm probably the only player that's not fully funded or funded in any way. So we have to raise some funds to get there. But we're documenting everything from now to when we go to the World Series. You'll be with us for the games. You'll get to see things that not many people get to see, go places not many people get to go. But we're going to be doing those updates for you 30 plus days. So it's a $100 donation. If you can use Cash App, and I think it's in the link below, Cash App or PayPal. And there have been some people that we know that if you do want to still be a participant and go with us on this journey, that even if you don't have virtually go with us, that if you don't have the funds right now, we know you, and you can. The funds are needed for when we get to the travel time. What we're doing now is giving you the daily videos of what we're doing to get there,
to prepare
to get there. So
Yeah.
we're showing you the
To physically
foods,
prepare.
the foods that we
Yeah.
eat, and the things that we do until we get there.
As well as just teaching about it.
Yeah, if you're with us already, although this is the 4th day, we'll have your daily video up after this, or later tonight or early in the morning. Do you want to say it again?
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
To prepare for.
Oh, yeah. We're
teaching about the history of.
Yeah, during this time, we're going to be teaching a lot about the game, I guess you would say. There's a lot of information that we're going to be teaching and sharing during this 30 plus days, and it may carry over to 40 plus. We don't know. It depends on where we're at, and until this is completed, you'll receive a daily video. You can join at any time, or like we said, if you don't have the funds right now and we know you, we can. The funds aren't really needed until the end of the month. So we can work that out with you also. If you would like to spend 30 days with us and see what we do besides doing what we're uh, doing.
So a lot
with
of
the
knowledge
trackers.
exchanged and, you know,
Yeah, and things that we talk
So-
about during the day. That's a lot
it's
of
not just
information
something for
too.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of information. Also, tracking miracles and encounters.
And we do have somebody, we actually have a couple people lined up for that, Tracking Miracles and Encounters. That's on the Lead Tracker E channel. Very excited to talk to someone that we just recently met
Mhm.
who has an amazing testimony, and we'll announce that just as soon as we can get with him for a conversation to set up a date to do that. Then we also have the Standing Feather Stories, which is on the Lead Tracker E channel, and those are the Native American specifically stories of Jerry's travels as the last man standing at Standing Rock, and just other national events and really around the world events that happened that we didn't hear on the front side of the news. So it's always interesting listening to that. Also, knowledge about ceremonies and just different things along the way, the journey and different people that he's met that we even see come up in the news now. And on the surface, people think one thing is going on, but they don't know the backstory, and it completely changes what's in the front. We're in that time of where things that are called good will be bad things, and vice versa. Bad things will be called good. So that will be on Standing Feather Stories. More for that.
And we've got a lot more interesting standing feather stories of where the information come from, where the knowledge come from, who the teachers were, and things like that. A lot of more information on standing feather stories. Also, if you'd like to become a Patreon member and to support the Tracker channel, we do updates, meetings, courses, videos, um, live tracks. And it's where you get your information first. And from time to time, we're going to be posting about this 30-day, um, getting into or preparing this 30 days of preparation. We're going to be doing one weekly on the Patreon site. So all the Patreon members will still get what we're doing for the next 30 days. Only if you join with us, you're getting every day of what we're doing and seeing what we're doing, what we're eating, and things like that. But the Patreon members will get at least once a week a recap of everything that we've done. So if you'd like to become a Patreon member, that would greatly support the Tracker channel. Also, Cash App and PayPal, and everything is used for fuel, food, supplies, and things like that for us to get from place to place and to do what we do. And if you've been with us for a while, you understand what we do. Everything is appreciated, and we do appreciate every one of y'all who are able to help us. And I don't want to make that sound that way, but I appreciate everybody. But
Right.
but we do. But everything is appreciated on what we receive to
Prayers are especially
Yeah,
appreciated.
to keep us
Yeah.
going,
Encouragement. Yeah.
to keep moving forward. Also, this is a tracker channel. It's not an entertainment channel, so it doesn't have an open forum. So we ask that you keep the conversations to saying hello and until we get to the comment time. We do have moderators who are asked to block and uh, get rid of the comments of negative or disruptive things or conversations, or people are trying to start conversations with other people in the room. Here we're doing interviews, lessons, tracker training. We have tracker training courses. So we need people listening, not just hearing, but listening. We will do the comments right after this. Sometimes we can do the comments in the middle. We may do some today, I'm not sure. But then we always do the comments and questions that relate to the topic or the interview or the lesson at the end. So please hold your questions till the end. And if you get here late um, and you hear this and you rewatch this, please don't get offended if our moderators ask you to hold your comments till the end or to not have a conversation going while we're
Lessons or interviews are going
interviews
on.
or lessons or
Yeah.
guests. Okay, so that's all out of the air. Now we can get back.
We really
to,
don't like that part either.
No, we just want to make sure everyone understands what's going on before we begin, so there's no problems.
Like we've seen on what can happen on other channels and what's tried to happen here before.
So now this is Lead Tracker E's thing. She likes or she does the comments. And
You love it too.
I do too. Let's see who's out here.
We're going to greet everybody. Lorna's in the room.
Okay, Lorna. All right, Tracker Lorna. And Lorna has a wrench, but I don't know what you're carrying or remember what you're carrying. Is it a sword, axe, 20-inch blade?
Cube is in the room.
All right, Cubinator is here. All right.
War Chief is here.
War Chief saying hello to everybody.
Jennifer is here.
All right.
Or we may start calling you, just call you Lee. Jennifer, I don't know if you prefer one over the other.
Jennifer Lee.
Jennifer Lee.
General Lee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hi, Jennifer Lee.
Glad you're
Okay.
here.
Lorna's saying hello to you. Jennifer saying hello to everybody. War Chief is saying hello to everybody.
Graybeard is here.
Graybeard. All right, Graybeard. All right.
Graybeard says, hit those thumbs up. Thank you for that reminder, Graybeard. We forget to say that. Yeah, hit the thumbs up and sub.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And eventually, enough people doing that, then YouTube starts recommending, and that's how the channel grows.
Okay, so everybody hit the like. Graybeard said that pig looks like a huge face by the tree.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a really good.
We were hoping somebody with better pixels, more pixels, could get a better picture.
We could see it with our eyes.
Yeah.
And we knew there
couldn't get
was
it to translate.
that is not. We know that tree. We know that this is not supposed to. There's not supposed to be something shining on the black, like the black had a shiny spot.
Yeah. We zoomed in as far as we could, but
And that's about all we could do.
JR.
Hey, JR. Hey, JR. I want to make sure that you're getting those daily videos. We're sending them through emails also. I think that's how yeah. So let us know if you're getting those daily videos and thank you for joining.
Tracker Lorna says has huge eyes. Oh, I moved down because we already said hi to all those.
Cubaner said that it does, Graybeard. Where is that one?
Tracker Lorna. Up. It's going too fast. Down a little. Tracker Lorna has huge eyes right there.
Oh, okay. I was like, where?
Okay, let's start there.
Come on, Tracker. We use those.
Cube says all the better for seeing us, Tracker Lorna, and there's actually something to that. All those myths of what they call myths or fairy tales, big bad wolf.
You know, I look shiny.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying we've started our new diet. We started our new diet. You know, we started exercise. We were actually getting out and doing physical stuff to build our endurance to heat, and the supplements and some protein mixed with the keto diet's what we're using.
Yeah.
And I just noticed I look a little
dewy,
glowing. I'm glowing is what's happening. So
we actually do feel better already.
And we do
with
feel
a few
better.
changes. We were slacking. We were starting to slack. We had to pulling it together, people.
Yeah, but we love doing what we're doing, and if you're with us for those 30 days, you understand what we're talking about. Hard, but it's fun.
Truth Walker's here. Hey, Truth Walker.
What's it say? Ditto beetlebug thing, slug bug thing. Beetlebug.
Bob is here. Hey,
Bob, hey, good to hear from you, Bob. I'm glad you're here. All right. Everybody say hello to Truth Walker. Everybody say hello to Bob. Everybody say hello to Bob. Truth Walker saying hello back to everybody.
Lyrical Jazzy is
Lyrical
here. Hello,
Jazzy.
ladies.
All right. How is y'all's project coming along? You may need a new photograph after about a month because we're I feel like we're toning already as far as
Is Isabella? I'm sorry, Isabel is here.
Isabel
Hola,
Centurion.
Isabel.
Hola.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, Jerry y esposa. Que turismo sonida de los ánimos por la noche en verdad son muy valientes valientes los conocí por el canal de Tania José. Bien, bendiciones desde Argentina. Oh, qué bueno.
Bendiciones.
Bendiciones, Isabel.
We love Jose Antonio.
Sí, sí, Jose Antonio. Muy bien, gente.
Bienvenido is welcome.
Bienvenido, sí.
Bienvenido a nuestra casa. Welcome to my home. Trying to
tu
learn.
casa.
Isabel.
Mi casa es tu casa.
Isabel.
Isabel.
Thank you. Hola.
Hola.
Wedge is here.
Wedge. All right. Wedge is here. Everybody saying hello to each other. Cubinator saying hello to Isabel. Hey.
Por siempre.
Por siempre. Hola, ¿cómo está? Everybody saying hello. Hello again. Por siempre es Isabela Centurion. Yo también sigo a Tania Jose. Saludos. Everybody saying hello to each other. Everybody giving some good greetings to each other. It's wonderful.
There's CT in the room.
Where's CT? CT.
Hola, CT.
Hola,
Thank
CT.
you.
Gracias por ustedes. How do you say being here? ¿Cómo se dice being here? Por favor. Hola, Isabel. All right. CT is saying hello to everybody. Everybody saying hello to CT. Everybody saying hello to each other. That's good. Jennifer says, or Lee is saying, I'm having a fun workout. I needed some motivation.
Good. Yeah, having fun working out.
And right after
that's
this,
what we were hoping that
everybody would join us.
Everyone else would,
for 30 days of getting in health too.
And you getting motivated keeps us motivated too.
It does.
It's fun for us too.
And after this, we still got a shoulder workout and calves, triceps, and forearms, and we may do a little light leg workout. So join us for that, or get ready for that, because we're going to be doing that also. Loren.
Loren, how are you?
Loren is here. Good to see you. We're here from you. Connie
Cuffman. Is there an R in there? Kerfman? Connie Kerfman?
Connie Kerfman.
Welcome, Connie. Nice to meet you.
All right. Everybody's saying hello to Connie. Great group of people you just met. They are all happy you're here.
Unless that's our Connie that we already know.
And I hope it is.
With
but if not,
different last name sign in.
Battle Axe is primed and ready to swing hard. All right. Q&A got his. Got his. War Chief has got his tomahawk sharpened, ready to go.
Christian Pratt is here.
Christian. Hey, Christian. How you doing?
Saludos, hola, Christian.
Saludos. I always gets me.
Bendiciones.
Bendiciones. I don't know why it gives me trouble over there. Bendiciones.
Keep going.
What we got here? Pointy walking stick ready.
Pointy walking stick. There you go.
Wow.
The kind with the little false end there.
Is that
sheep?
The monks and people call those staffs, even if they are spear tipped, they're still called staffs. She has her pointy walking. She has her
good
pointed staff. How about that?
Good.
Everybody saying hello. Christian saying hello. Everybody saying hello again. Everybody saying hello.
Lisa Lou made it back.
Where's
Hey,
Lisa?
Lisa Lou.
Lisa Lou. All right. Good to hear from you. JR says, getting the videos. Thank you. All right, JR. I'm so happy. Because I was like, man, I wanted everyone to join with us to see what
We
we're
do know
doing.
Connie. She says, I can attest to all the hard work y'all do. We are Patreon members, and it's a donation that we know goes to a great cause. We appreciate you for all you do. God bless for sharing all your knowledge. Thank you so
It
much.
is Connie. How you doing, Connie?
Thank you so much. We appreciate you too. CT says,
I'm gonna put this up here, just
Jerry
because.
looks pretty. He's probably gonna leave that. He's probably gonna come back to that like
Yeah.
10 times.
I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. I think it's stuck. I think there's something wrong with the computer. It's just okay.
Kendall Pierce is
Hey, Kendall,
Kendall.
I'm glad you're here.
Halito.
Oh, Kendall, I know you're getting ready. We're getting ready here also, but we're showing 30 days of how we're preparing and what we're doing. There's many ways to be involved in that if you like, but we wish you well on what you're doing also.
And glad you're here.
And glad you're here. And everybody else is. They're saying hello, Kendall. And Kendall is a good man. Good man. And good warrior. Let's see.
CT says that, I think she meant that is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Ella.
Which word?
Dewey, I think maybe.
Not handsome? Dewey?
I'm sure all of those words.
Oh, okay. Track Lord is saying hello to Kendall. Lisa Lou is saying,
hi, gang. My phone is awful. Not high. Not high. I don't know.
Hi, Hayden.
Hey, Lisa Lou.
Okay, Lisa.
She's having trouble with her. She's not high and she's not hating anymore.
No, she's not high. She ain't hating.
We're glad, Lisa Lou.
We're glad you're not
Lisa
high.
Lou's having trouble with
We're
her
glad
phone.
you're not high hating people.
Don't be low hating them either.
Don't be low hating them. No lows and no highs.
CT says Jerry speaks excellent
Jerry,
Spanish.
excelente español. Yes, bienvenido.
Oh,
Es
hey,
nuestra
Junior's
casa.
Hey, Junior.
See? Hey, Junior. Wow, it's been a while,
Glad
Junior.
you're here,
We're
Junior.
glad you're here. He's saying hello, Jerry and Ella and everyone, or everybody, good afternoon. Of course, they're all going to say hello to you. Hey, what's...
Okay.
Estando aquí. Hola. Oh, Connie is Espanol. CT is our translator. So she may have to translate back to us.
Oh, Todd Calloway is here. Yes.
Junior.
Back
sorry.
up there. Connie Kirkman says Steve's wife. LOL. Yeah, we figured it out after a second because we were like, wait a minute. Do we really know two Connies?
Did I miss it?
I don't know, but
Is
Todd Calloway is also here.
Is that it? No, that's not one. That wasn't
no,
it.
that's not it.
I missed somewhere.
There we go. I need it. What I need is a ruler.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Connie says Steve's wife. Laugh out loud.
Todd Calloway.
Oh, Todd
Todd.
Calloway. Newbie taking notes. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's what we recommend for a lot of people too.
We're glad.
Oh,
glad to know you and looking forward to our phone conversation with you.
Oh yeah. Junior said he almost missed today's meeting. And everybody saying hello to Todd, welcoming Todd, and welcoming Kendall. And Kendall does know Halito because Kendall is a Choctaw also. Christian is saying hello, Todd Calloway. And CT said, yes, he is glowing. My skin is glowing. And we've cut out the breads and the like the sugar. Starches. Been outside working, inside working. Lots more water. Changed our diet. Added protein in our exercise. And we're going to be doing some boxing pretty soon, showing how we box and how we were teaching our trackers We're not going to bring up that story if that's what you're talking about.
No, War
Okay.
Chief. Oh, wait, why not? That's a good story. No. Never mind. War Chief says Jerry's blushing. I don't think Jerry
I'm
does blush. I don't think Jerry can
glowing. I'm
blush.
not blushing. I'm glowing.
I don't know if I've ever seen you blush.
She says I'm glowing pretty. I'm glowing pretty. And it all has to do with the diet and everything that we're doing. And if you're joining us with those 30 days of daily videos, you see what
we
we're
can
doing.
see a difference already.
We can already see a difference. And when we
Feel-
get to that 30 plus days and you're with us, you're going to understand. And we want to do a video at the end for everyone who participates in this. And we'll send it to you the way we're sending these right now. And maybe later we'll show the rest of the people. But right now it's just whoever wants to participate.
It's just a means to,
Yeah, it's just to help us get there.
Some things fell through on getting there, and so now we're playing catch up. And he came up with a good way to give something that in exchange for getting us there.
Yeah.
And Lisa says, "Oh, Lisa Lou says it's a Southern thing, high hatting." Okay.
Oh, hi-hatting.
High hatting. Okay. From, well, I've spent a lot of time in the South, but I hadn't heard that one. Okay.
And let's see. This is left hook, right cross, boxing.
Yeah, that was the first thing.
Well, not the right cross, the overhand right,
Yeah.
and the left hook. And what is the grappling or mixed martial art move that we said for every one of the trackers to perfect? It's a move that you do on the ground. If you go to the ground, we wanted you to know how to do this one move.
Perfect that one.
That one move. And if anyone here still remembers, because you're supposed to be perfecting it, we're still doing it. We're still doing our overhand right. We're still doing our hook. Still keeping up, blocking. We know you're keeping up. And War Chief said, "I blush."
Yeah, he
I
blushed.
think I just probably turned red. It's just glistening and glowing. I can't wait till after the end of the 30 days to see the full change, And this is just 30 days of what we're doing. If we did the full 3 months like we have people do for their recovery, we would
get back to work. Yeah, we were.
And we may continue everything afterwards, because we do have the Cherokee War Games coming up, and Lisa Lou is around that area.
Yeah.
And I think I'm the only Choctaw that does play or does participate in the Cherokee War Games, or that I know of. I don't know if there's any more. Let's see. Todd Calloway is saying hello to everybody. Hi, y'all. Good. It's good, and we're glad you gave us a picture. Send us a picture.
Yeah, we sure did, and you instantly, honestly, you look familiar.
You sure do. You reminded me of a guy we met at the Oklahoma powwow this coming time. That is a veteran guy.
Yeah.
Almost. Everybody saying hello to Lisa. Lisa's saying S. Okay.
Hi-hattings.
Hi-hattings.
Cube says, "Oh, that's an arm lock," and Junior Warrior says the chicken wing. And JR says kick to the side of the knee.
That was some things we talked about, but we wanted everyone perfecting the Kimura. And if everybody remembers, that Kimura is to separate that shoulder. We want that over quickly. And once you get somebody, if you have to get someone in that, you break it. Don't play with anybody and don't think they're going to be fair about any kind of fight. If you have to do something like that, do it quickly and get it over with. He said, if you get in a headlock, you won't be able to move a muscle. Well, we don't want to get in that headlock either. He says, stomp the side, not a kick. That works. But it was certain things that we were doing in the course that we wanted everyone to perfect, and that was the overhand right, the left hook, and the Kimura.
And it's Kimura. If anyone wants to look that up, there's videos.
And still today, with the people who are participating, we're going to be doing our boxing session. We're going to be doing the overhand and the hook and showing you how to perfect those moves also. So if you're there with the 30 days for the daily thing, you're going to get a lot of information. It's just, and it's going to be fun too.
Junior, oh wait, go ahead.
He says, "Oh, that's a good hold." Yes, the Kimura. Yeah, that's a very good hold.
Cube says, if you have to fight, win. That's all you must do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And don't look for anyone playing fair in those things.
Junior says, I saw the Kimura applied in a real fight that ends fights real quick and a good leveler for unequal fights or unequal opponents.
Even weight.
That gives
you can actually be on the bottom and be winning.
Mm-hmm.
Warchi said, Jerry, I perfected those moves before you were born. I don't know about that.
That's why you're the war chief.
That's why you're the war chief. That's why you've been put in that position.
Graybeard says, too old and decrepit to fight, but my trigger finger is still good. LOL. Yeah. What is it? Too slow to run, too old to fight.
Or too old to run.
Something like that.
Or something like that. There was a guy who, and I think he's on my Facebook page, but he was saying, he said, I can't go with you. I'm too old. I'm, I can't walk around out there. I said, well, there's a lot of places we can get to by vehicle. And in a lot of places, a lot of people were escorted out of these places. So we just need an extra trigger finger because we'll be the one.
He was good at that.
Yeah, very good.
Truthwalker says she's going to donate what she can. Truthwalker, you take care of your own self right now.
Yeah, take care of yourself right now. And we understand.
Yeah, you do what you need to do for you.
Yeah. And we understand. So
thank you.
But we understand. So if you would like to be added to the list, just let us know and we will add you to the daily list. And that's not a problem.
Yeah, because it'd be a good time for you to start any of that.
Yeah, you could start with the exercising with us and
go.
Things like that. It would be great. And we would love
Done
to
deal.
have it.
Sending it.
Never mind. We're just going to send it to you. And Junior says, laugh out loud. All right. So we will do more comments in a little while. I know it's starting to get like stuff.
Yeah.
That happens when I talk too much.
Well, plus out there in
the
stuff we're stirring up.
Yeah, out there also. So
the lesson tonight is a really, really good one.
Truthwalker says, yes, I would like that. XT that. War Chief says, I can't outrun you anymore. That's why I'm heavily armed.
That works too.
That works too. And so that the next daily will be not only after this, but after the evening workout, and then it usually takes us about two, maybe 3 hours to get the video uploaded. So
I'm gonna write Truthwalker's name on the list right now,
so we don't forget. Yeah, and so it's usually about 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning when it actually gets sent out, and then we get to rest after that, and then we get up the next day. But it's interesting on what we're doing every day, and we talk you all the way through almost the entire day, from when we get up, what we're doing, why we're doing it a certain way, how we're doing it. We're going to be showing a lot more things that are not taught openly in this 30-day thing. But I'm not Tuesday night. I'm not. Tuesday, right?
Tuesday for our meeting?
Yeah, for our tracker meeting.
Yes.
Yes, that is on Tuesday nights. And all trackers, please don't forget that the tracker meetings have been moved to Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Time Zone.
for the Warrior Tracker team.
Yeah. So that is Wednesday morning for
Wednesday
our
morning in Australia.
Australian tracker.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
tonight we're talking about identifying predators and how to identify them. Okay. Did you want to start with?
No, go ahead.
Okay. That we are in a spiritual and a physical war. Identifying, deterring, and eliminating if needed. Um, we've become accustomed to predators, and we've been accustomed to predator life around us to the fact and to the it's kind of hard to say, to the reality of people wanting to protect a predator, people wanting to keep predators access to hunting and killing other animals and people. So the animals, the birds, the fish, trees, insects, spores, parasites, and viruses all have predator contamination. Every life form has been contaminated. There are every form of predator that you can think of. But we've become accustomed to predators. When we see the hawk, even in the Indian mythology, the hawk, the eagle, the owl, all have symbols. They're all predators, and some tribes still use or try to use I want to say it's like the energy or the awareness of evil or dark predators. So we have to understand the viper, the rattlesnake, the wolf, the coyote, the raven, the shark, the octopus. We have to identify these to either fear or not fear. And everyone has been taught to fear the rattlesnake, has been taught to fear the copperhead, the coral snake. We've been taught to fear the wolf. We've been taught to fear all the predators, I guess you would say. But we've been taught since children to fear these things. So when that fear is indoctrinated into us and programmed into us, when someone has an encounter with a walking wolf, a predator Bigfoot, a predator Bigfoot hybrid, a wolf looking man, a man bear pig, what was the other one there not? A turtle frog Batman, a skinwalker. When people encounter these things first time face to face, they're automatically afraid of what they're seeing because they've been taught, and we've been taught, and I even had to break all that training too, that we have to fear that wolf. But we have to teach not to fear that wolf, but we need to deter that wolf. We need to eliminate that wolf from our home, from our pets, from our livestock, from our land. You have to identify these things as predators, but we also have to realize we are not to fear any of these things. In the Bigfoot, in the walking wolf, in the giants, in the cryptid kind of world, they're not afraid of each other. The walking wolf is not afraid of the Bigfoot. The giant is not afraid of, especially the looks. They're not. They see the vicious walking wolf and they're like, "How you doing? pass by, or they're going to work together, or they're going to eat together while they're together, because they are still food. And no matter what group they're in, if they're not hunting, there's food. There's a younger cryptid or a smaller cryptid that the bigger ones will eat. We need to teach what the predators look like and how it was formed. The wolf is not a natural animal. It's a dog with predator DNA. The hawk is a bird with predator DNA. The octopus, I don't know what octopus is.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8-armed spider that's mixed
Closer
with the
to
fish
the original
life.
predator.
Yeah, it's with the fish life. So these wolves, these octopuses, these sharks, the raven, the owl, the crow, all these predator birds are formed with predator DNA, and we become accustomed to predators around us. When we fly down the road, we see crows in the sky or the raven, we're like, oh, okay, they're birds. No, those are hunting, meat-eating birds looking for food, and they will perch on people. They will perch on any animal that is out there. A predator is always a predator. There's nothing going to change that. But it's that predator DNA. It's not the dog, but we can't. Once it's mixed together, it's a predator. Once it's mixed together, it's a predator. A dog is going to be a dog, but a dog that's a wolf or a coyote is a predator. That's predator DNA put inside that. There's some dogs, some humans who look like regular dogs and regular people, but they are also predators. The serpent, the wolf, the predator Bigfoots. Um, we have to teach what the symbols and the signs are for predators. And it's either to deter them or it's to eliminate them from our areas. And we're talking, and we've talked about this before, that the predator birds hunt for the predator Bigfoots. They can't take you down, but they can sure spot you.
And they'll eat when the Bigfoot eats.
Yeah.
They'll eat when the predators eat.
And they are meat eaters, and they don't mind spotting and helping a pack of wolves or a Bigfoot find you. They're going to eat somehow, some way. But we need to teach the signs like we have been doing, and also in the book, how to recognize the symbols and the signs of the predator Bigfoots in the forest and the forest line. Now, predators have always been in I'm going to go ahead and put this up also for everybody, just in case. But predators have always been shown in hieroglyphs, cave art, tablets, tapestry, sky maps, and they're all in an intricate
You said it right.
intricate detail. These weren't just people who were just painting or finger painting or chipping out,
killing time,
or
for recreation.
These are symbols, signs, hieroglyphs, cave art, all for us to remember what we've been taught to forget. We've been taught, and it was taught so well that there's some people who don't know that these predators are out there. They will argue with you left and right and say, prove it, but they're not going to where these things are, or they haven't been affected by it personally yet. They may have missing people. They may have missing people who went camping or something like that, but they still don't put two and two together. And people not finding the bodies. And not finding that many missing people. Should have had enough information from everyone to know that at least think of the possibility that these things are alive, but they don't even have that. So their teachings and knowledge has been blocked from them, has been suppressed, so they don't have the information that everyone else has. Um, so I want to show you a couple of what we're talking about, that these predators have been in tapestries, cave art. This is a Japanese, and I found it in a mythology encyclopedia quite a few years back, and this was on page 420, and it's Japanese art. It's Japanese art, but the symbols are what we have to understand and what we have to know. Now, in that one, this Japanese art was talking about the middle Japanese looking person. That's talking about what you would call North America. On the it's on the right side, but right now it looks like I'm left-handed. If so, the camera's backwards. But on the right side of that picture, when you look at it, that is the African and that is the Chinese area or the Japanese area. But also on the other side, you see another Japanese person and like a Russian person. So it's talking about the people of the world in their locations. But also above, it looks like a book, but it's actually the baby symbol. It looks like a bee with a circle around it, and that's the symbol for the embryo or the baby inside uh, the embryo or the womb area. But so it's an upside down V that's facing downward. It should be facing upward. And I'm going to blow that up real fast. And you see the book looking thing, but that's like a B, but that is also the symbol for a baby. And that would be the earth symbol, and everything below it is what has came down and infected our world. So it's the book is up here, and some people will even call this the book of life and say that your name. Let me make sure I got the other one. But here's the top of that blown up.
I was trying to find a small dry erase board.
I should have got some peppermint too to open my nostrils up. But here is it's the letter B that's up on top. It's upside down. It's facing downward, and it's being held down. And this is another view of it. Also, in other symbols, cave art, and hieroglyphs, this talks about, but we have to understand what we're seeing here. That is actually the earth that is in an it says 8-pointed star within a circle. But that 8 point is actually supposed to be 8 arms, 8 places that's being held. And then also you see the spider coming down from the ship. Now that symbol is in art everywhere. Here's some cave art. Tall spiders, tall spider people. Those are elongated people. That's all predators. That's not man in that cave art. That's a drawing of these creatures. Elongated people, spider looking people. Here's another kind of I believe that's a cave art sketch, but that is what they would call the Mothman. And now I did find this a long time ago. This was in the Egyptian and it was the Bigfoot. And if you look at that, we're going to show it again, but when you look at that, look at it's got around the waist, it's got the chain or the links, the link to the giant. So the links to the giant reverts back to the Bigfoot. But the Bigfoot DNA also reverts back to the spider, which mixed all the animals and man and the spider DNA together to make a predator Bigfoot. There are other predators that were made later. So I was talking how there are no actual spider hieroglyphs in Egyptian art. I want to show you this real fast also. It says there are quite a few hieroglyphs based on insects, but none for the spider. And as far as we can tell, there is also no evidence of spiders in Egyptian art. This tile may be the closest evidence that has survived in Egyptian art, chipped in places, and part of an edge is missing. I didn't find that one, but there is Egyptian art. Make sure I got it. Wow, let me see it. Uh-oh, I don't have it on here.
In the phone.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I'm gonna run out and grab the peppermint while you do that.
Okay, yeah, that was.
Be right back. Y'all can grab your coffee.
Grab a coffee. Give me just 1 second. I gotta load maybe 2 pictures.
Or fresh spring water. Do you have the keys?
Or fresh spring water. No, I don't. Sounds like, yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. I know I got it here. So. Trying to think of where I got it at. Oh, maybe I thought I loaded it, so give me 1 more second. I know where I'll find it though. I know what happened. I was trying to load just the most important. And this one is also important. Just 1 more second.
Where's the peppermint?
Oh, good. My nose is so dry.
Thank you, CT.
CT is working hard, I can tell. I haven't even looked over, but CT always works hard.
Always. While you do that, I'm going to read the sequence in the book on starting at page 99, bird language. The predator sequence of birds: the blue jay, the robin, the woodpecker, the raven, the crow. They are scouts for food. When live food is located, the raven will perch and call to predator Bigfoots and predator Bigfoot hybrids in the area where food has been found. Make sure you are not what the raven is alerting on. In the night, the owl and the wolf call to the predator Bigfoots and hybrids that food has been located. Predator Bigfoot hybrids, we term walking wolves, also are tamed and work with the predator Bigfoots to herd, track, and tree people as a trained dog would do. They are particularly vicious and enjoy terrifying their prey. When an owl cries in the middle of the day, or many owls call from all around you, those are not owls. Find the source with your own eyes. Owls have their own areas. If you start hearing owls where you've never heard any before, check that out carefully. There's several more pages, but that's in the book.
Just took them out.
Sorry, I had to swallow mine.
Oh,
Took a minute.
So there are supposedly no hieroglyphs of. I'll have to spit this out. Sorry. So supposedly there are no hieroglyphs of spiders in the Egyptian art, but we did find one here. But also, if you know what you're looking for, now the spider is also, throughout ancient history, the spider has been called a comet, pillar, columns, giants, the second sun, the sun god. There's another one. But those names, like you see here, it looks like a sun. It's also called the all-seeing eye, because the predator is supposed to be looking down at us. There's supposed to be an eye in the sky, but it's actually the predator. It's a predator cosmic spider. Now on this one, these are all ancient predators that had changed with the scorpion. And as everybody knows, the scorpions, that's the serpent man, or the 13th zodiac, called Ophiuchus or Ophius? Ophius? Something. But he is called the serpent bearer. The serpent bearer. Now, the serpent bearer, we talk about that in the Legend of Time, which is also in the book in the beginning to help everyone understand this. But the serpent bearer, or the serpent DNA mixed with the predator DNA, they're not showing you a spider. They're showing you a scorpion. And a scorpion is a spider with, it's a hybrid spider is what it is.
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus.
We're guessing.
But also it's called the 13th zodiac, or the serpent bearer. And in this, this is on the sky map. There's the serpent DNA, there's man's DNA, and there is the spider DNA, which is known to be the scorpion, but it's actually the spider DNA made the scorpion. The scorpion is a hybrid of a spider. But another name that the spider is called is Argo, or the ship Argo. And in this is called the map of the universe. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see the ship Argo. And this is another symbol for the spider. Just like this symbol is talking about the same thing. It's the ship that's attached to us, or to our world, or to the filament, as what people would call. Now, in also hieroglyphs and art, we have to recognize through another way. Now, the appendage, the point of a spider's appendage, which pokes and tries to wound and puncture its prey, has punctured the world, and is that's where the predator DNA comes from. It's not supposed to be in this world. Um, so we have to recognize these symbols of what the people knew at that time. Like the word spider is kind of a recent new word. Before they were called columns and pillars. Of course, in the dictionaries in our times it was there. But the further you go back, you're not going to find the word spider. You're not going to find it in the hieroglyphs. It's going to be, if it is, it's going to be it's not. It's someone else put it there. It wasn't the sophisticated ones. They weren't allowed to do that. But you're going to find etches or sketches from or cave art from people who are not watched over. So in the cave arts, you're going to see the predators in their forms because they had no rulers to tell them that they couldn't paint monstrosities, hybrids, spider people, furry flying mothman looking things, which are real and people have encountered those. But we just have to look in the hieroglyphs, like this one here. Oh, is it? Yeah, like this one here. The appendage to the predator is right there. Now that is the predator DNA, that red appendage. It's not anything full, it's just an appendage. And if you look how a spider's jointed, like the spider squatch DNA, the joint, the what's it called? Metatarsal, or where it joins, like in a Bigfoot's foot, it's going to have the animal, the metatarsal, and the human DNA. It's going to have that in the foot and the hands. That's the spider squatch binding DNA. That's the spider binding DNA in a predator Bigfoot especially. So we just had to know where to look to see this appendage that is pointed, that is inflicted into our world. And here it also is on the Aztec sunstone. This is called the second sun, or the sun god. And the sun god is inflicting or sticking a pointed appendage in the left eye of the man-child, which is called Earth. Now, when that predator DNA is injected, is inflicted, we get hybrids. We get these kind of hybrids. And that's the predator Bigfoot being developed. Look at the feet, the long feet, the fang teeth. But if you also look, it's multi. It's not one, it's multi. And we talked with someone about being a spare part Bigfoot, but that's multiple DNAs on one. So you're going to see the hoofed hand up on the top. You're going to see the predator Bigfoot with the mid-tarsal. You're going to see fangs. You're going to see multi different face on one. It's a predator that, through the infliction of man with that predator DNA, these things are formed. The predator Bigfoot was formed, and here's the first predator Bigfoot that I recorded. And you can see, let me get that banner off. You can see, if you look at the hand, you can see that the hand has no skin, but there's, no fur. But start here, it's all fur. But their hands, their skin, will give them away. And if you look closely, you're going to see the pointed ear right up about there. And you can also see the ridge of the eyebrow, but you're going to see an elf looking ear. It's not like a man's ear. Don't expect a predator Bigfoot can have a predator Bigfoot or a hybrid could have a dog ear over here and a bear ear over here. The look like a bear on this side, a pig on this side, and a man part on this side, or even a wolf or a deer. But we have to recognize that this has been shown to us forever. Predators have been in these hieroglyphs, have been in the art. Here's some art that I did whenever I first seen this in the sky. This is a 12 o'clock picture of an appendage, but it was a spider. You could see the outlines, but you couldn't see it clearly because it was a translucent, but it looked just like the sun also. And whenever they're passing, it lights up. It's a second sun. That's why it's called a second sun. It's a spider that will cross and turn that light off, but when it comes through, it's going to shine. And you'll see two suns in the sky from time to time. I was looking at the sky at another time and seeing this appendage sticking out of the sky. It looked like a mountain sticking out of the sky, how big it was. And that's when I realized that all the stories, all the hieroglyphs, everything was true, because I was looking at what they were talking about. But it wasn't a clear look. I mean, well, of course, with the chemtrails and everything. But you could still see it. And I did that artwork after I seen that. And it wasn't too much longer after that. I'd found this on the internet in a Chinese jet plane. Now, they didn't show the rest of that. They purposely covered it up with the cloud when they took that picture. They would, you could always circle back around. You could always get a better picture. But this picture is to show you, but not show you. Kind of like telling you a lie, or telling you the truth, but not telling you the entire truth, which is still a lie. So they're not showing you that this comes to a point like that. It's not a straight edge point. It looks like it's chipped at the end. It's weathered. And in all the ancient hieroglyphs, it talks about how this time that the spider is either dead or dying, and that everything is supposed to change. Perfect. Also, so what we're seeing right here, and what I seen, but what we're seeing right here is we're seeing the appendage. We're seeing the appendage, the pointed part. But this is the filament, or the barrier. Now, when you poke into it, this is what you're getting.
But we would turn that, like the picture. Will it be reversed?
Let me see. Do it like
In the opposite.
the same way.
Oh, okay, good.
So it would be like that. So that's what we're seeing, and that is the predator. That's where the predator DNA comes from. Also, people are aware of this. Not a lot of people are not aware of it. I would say the Bigfoot channels, I guess. Some of the podcasters, they don't have this information, so they're coming up with thinking that the walking wolf, or what they call a dogman, is different than the Bigfoot, which is different than the chupacabra, which is different than the Wendigo, which is different than the skinwalker, which is They're all under the same category of predator, and it's all with that predator DNA. Without that predator DNA, there wouldn't be a Wendigo, there wouldn't be a Bigfoot, there wouldn't be a shark, there wouldn't be a raven. But these statues, some people know around the world. I'm going to show this picture here. Why a spider? Um, oh, why a spider art? Let me take that off. Why a spider, and why is it all around the world? Can someone explain these, please? Uh, Creepy giant spiders, which is this one, which everyone's just walking around it, not questioning. Um, but these, at one time, we had giant spiders enter Earth as well. And we do have some. We still have giant spiders amongst us in caves, mountains, and hidden locations like that. That's how I first come to find that this Bigfoot is I was testing equipment to get into some caves to look for a 5-foot spider. Um, I was looking for spiders before I ran, or actually before I'd seen a predator Bigfoot. Till they came into where I was looking for spiders, and they were in the same area. And then I looked at the resemblance of everything, and they're the same thing, and they're the same hybrid, or they're a hybrid of the predator DNA, which is a hybrid of the spider, which has a mixture of man, all the animals, fish included, all that DNA is mixed in together with our DNA, with the spider DNA, which makes a predator Bigfoot. Um, but always remember, a predator is a predator. Predator humans, predator human hybrids, reptilian people, predator Bigfoot hybrids, giants, fairies. What we have been saying, you name it, they're all predators. So um, if it's new to you, if it's a hybrid and new kind of cryptid to you name it. Um,
And then in a month you can rename the next one because they keep mutating, they keep changing.
the man bear pig, the one we just seen the other night. I mean, from our guest, what was it? We call it the turtle frog Batman.
Yeah.
There was no,
We ended up saying spare part squatch.
and yeah, finally spare part squash, that kind of thing. It had wings. It had uh, um, amphibious looks to it, aquatic. But
The unknown
bats.
unknown DNA is the spider squatch DNA.
The demon entities, the fallen angel, the one, the beginning, the one who started the whole predator sequence and the destruction of all good.
And there's been more than one. Yeah, there's been more than one incursion. There's been more than one attack.
Mm-hmm. But the spiritual war that we're in has been going on before we were even thought of as a creation, before we were created, before spiritual warriors had to be here. Um, and with the instruction to subdue all of the bad and the evil in this world. So we've got our purpose and reasons for being here, and but people have forgotten those or haven't been taught that we still have an enemy. We still have one enemy that we have to all recognize as far as being our enemy. Now, when we're talking with God, when we're a child of God, when we're walking with God, we're walking and talking with God daily. There's there in advancing the kingdom. That's what we're doing. We're not over causing a problem, conflict, or causing hate, using words against another. A free will and free choice has to do with eternity. We have a free will to choose our eternity. How we want to spend our eternity is up to us, and it is um, by our ways, our body languages, our acts, we are describing and showing the eternity that we want. Um, and some of those are not the right choices. But every spiritual warrior knows eternity and knows eternity is right in front of us at all times. If something happens, there's eternity right there. So, truth is the only language. Truth is the only language in the physical world, and truth is the only language in the spiritual world. But there are demonic entities and people that try to get people to lie, even if they know something's true, they will still ask that question just to get that person to lie, knowing that that person may be embarrassed about that or wants to forget something, or and it doesn't have to be anything big, but it's just to get that person uh, to commit a lie. So be careful of people like that also, because they are being directed by a demonic entity that has entered into a vessel. um, Now, with free will and teachers who don't know what's waiting behind those doors whenever they ask people to do astral projection or spiritual travel, or even to enhance their dreams or to make their dreams more vivid. Um, those people don't know that the cost is their soul. And it's a price too high to pay, and nobody can pay that price, but they have paid that price. Um, when people are speaking with, um, even through a wish, a want, a prayer, or any way that they give assent to a demon who's always listening, who's always waiting. Um, and this is why we always say that you have to do an upkeep. It's a daily thing. They're looking for open thresholds in people or open doors to the soul for a demonic entity to venture inside. And it's never just one. It's always like many times you're going to hear Legion, because they flood in when that door comes in, and they scare people when they come in, because they know that's not a child of God who just opened that door with an Ouija board. So they know this person doesn't fully understand what they're doing, but they're waiting at that door for that opportunity, for that time to rush in. Um, so if people want to talk to demons, people want to use those tarot cards, the Ouija boards, those things, they are and will be walking and talking with demons and um, what they would call themselves as guides, but um, you're walking with that demon. But it's not just one. Now they're all coming. So when people do that, you're getting demons and they all fall into those categories: greed, lust, envy, jealousy, rage. Um, you're getting all those at once, plus just the energy predators, just the ones that are just wanting to feed, while the other ones commit you to exert all your energy. They all feed in one way or the other. Everyone is responsible for oneself. Everything is accountable to oneself. Uh, there is no blame game in the spiritual world. Um, there will be accusers there. There will be uh, people who wants to question you, to slow you down, to stop you from entering. And if you're about passing, that you have to go directly to the source, go back to God. But there are demons, there are spiritual predators still there, waiting to stop you or to feed on you. There's a trap before the place you need to go. The predator's voice, the spiritual and physical, the voice or the voice in the darkness, the unseen, the dark. That voice will also be knowledgeable. It'll offer to be a guide to show you dreams or show you where to go. The imaginary friend, the gifts that are given by these imaginary friends. Everything is spiritual and physical. And this also goes with voices in the house, the voice in the darkness or in the distance. The voice that's directive, like if you hear one voice here, then another one there, then another one. So you're getting a direction of where to go. That voice in the darkness, that call in the night. A trained, even a predator Bigfoot who is trained to be shy, to be scared if they're trying to lure you out. That old phrase of "don't be afraid of little old me." Um, these predators know how to lure, how to get people off guard. If a predator is around your area, they're surveying, they're learning everything about you. They know how to interact with you. They know if your kid waves, they're gonna wave, or they're gonna put their hand like this. They know how to interact with you. But when and they know how to, like when you're not there at nighttime, uh, they're doing their own thing because they know by watching you and by sentries letting them know you're sleeping all night. You're not coming out, which is good too. But they know that you're not going to be a obstacle or something that they have to go around at nighttime. They do things differently than when they see you, or if they try to interact. They've learned to interact, so they're using that to get closer to you.
A human predatory
I was just
person,
about to say that.
counterpart of that would be someone that tries to lead you into a trap from the most extreme. Don't be afraid, little me would be Ted Bundy with his cast on his arm.
Mm.
You know, someone that preys on compassion. They'll use your, what our strengths can also be weaknesses, and compassion is one of those things. And they will use that to get to you, to lure you. It might also be someone that asks you a whole lot of questions, too many questions, or they might call you and say, "What do you think of so and so?" And they're just looking for you to say something that they can take back to the other person or that they can use as ammunition against you. Same kind of predatory nature. It's the same patterns that run through the beastly predators, the human predators, and the spiritual, disembodied spiritual predators. They they're so interwoven, and the patterns are the same. So if you learn about one of them, you learn a little bit about all of them.
I got some peppermint.
Oh, okay.
No, but I was also going to say also while we're right here that even the like the human predators Lee Tracker was talking about, they're trained. They already know what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, how if this kid or this woman or even a man, what time they get off the bus, who they talk to, who they're friendly with. Um, they'll communicate through private phone calls or messages, not the entire family, just one of the family, through the internet, through undisclosed disclosed meeting areas, and that predator will know that area. Meet me at Walmart. Meet me at and the all the way to the imaginary friend that they will leave presents for the children or for a parent or a wife or husband. Um, but those are certain little things that they do to train, also to lure, and to groom. That's the word I was looking for.
They all try to isolate. All of these predators are looking for isolated individuals, and they're looking for weakness. That's what they have in common. Just like we have patterns, they have patterns too, and their pattern is looking for our patterns.
Yeah. Well, these voices are also suggestive, even the ones in the dreams or in the whisper that you hear. They're also opinionated. They're like, well, let's give our opinion. And people also have to understand that demons have like a category name. That demons have a category name like opinion, suggestion. Those are all groups that are there also. They will help with that opinion, or they will instigate something with no actual proof. But they're also very directive. Uh, you can also have demonic voices in the home, fairies in the home also, shadow people, all the way to like the radio, the internet, the TV, the teachers, officials, even to the YouTube channels.
Programming. Pot stirrers, whiners, complainers, trolls, gossips. Those are all forms of energy vampires and all predatory people. Those who seek to control others that's witchcraft. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a church pew whispering to somebody about somebody else's issue. You're trying to change what they think about that person. That's a form of witchcraft. That's a form of control. And the Lord himself does not try to control people. He gives free will. And that's why he hates witchcraft so much. Did you use too much peppermint? That's why he hates witchcraft, which is nothing more than trying to control things in a way other than what God would have us do. You want to be in charge of what that person does. So you may think it's for a good thing, or maybe great grandmother thought her husband was going to leave and had several kids and got scared and went to a local magic practitioner and asked for a love spell so that her husband wouldn't do that. Or maybe it's somebody outside the family that did that. And either way, you got a generational curse coming down through the bloodline. Those are other forms of predators. Those are familiar spirits that run with that too. And he's got to go get the peppermint out of his eye. Anyway, those familiar spirits, they follow through generations. We are concerned and obsessed with time. Demons and unclean spirits, not so much, because they got nothing else going on but trying to throw a kink in or a cog in our wheels. We call them agents of darkness. When it's predatory people, those are agents of darkness. The lukewarm people, we would call those leaky vessels, or I had another word. We thought of another name for it. Leaky vessels are just vessels that broken, or leaky vessels. So they do know of God, and they do know in general what's wrong or right.
They know of,
but they just don't care that much.
They don't know God.
If it's not to their advantage, they always have an angle, or if they know something's going on, somebody's being bullied or picked on over there, but they ain't going to get involved. They ain't going to do nothing with that. Leave that alone. They don't care, and so they allow evil. The evil exists because good men do nothing. There's a problem with the people doing the evil. That has to be addressed too. It can't all be put on the blame of the good men who do nothing, but the good men who do nothing is just another problem that leads to it. Both things have to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. So also through the radio, the TV, the internet, and these YouTube channels, the unseen entities that are demonic.
I don't know when he says demonic, it sounds like Medea.
Ooh, it's a bad
no tea.
But these demonic
Demonic. You say it
Demonic.
right most of the
I don't
time.
know
It just
how
slips
to-
out with a T every
It's
now and then.
demonic, unseen entities. They use compromised vessels of hope to have energy directed at them. Not at the person, not at the person, but at the demon, at the entity that is with that person. That person is the demon wants you waving your hand, look at me, look at me, look at me. But the person is not the demon, even though it may be programmed or she may have been taught to do certain things. Though there are predator hybrid people and people who do follow predator ways because they were taught that way and don't hasn't been taught the right way. But a lot of the times it's that demon, that demonic entity that's whispering in that ear, that's guiding and letting them know this person was talking about you, so let's get them back in some way, um, to cause chaos, disruption, to antagonize, to instigate, for the purpose of feeding off directed energy. When uh, when directed energy. So, like when some of these YouTube channels, when they feed off of another channel, that person has demons, or they're a lukewarm person, which is not a child of God, and there's a big.
It keeps glitching out.
So when uh, a person who has a YouTube channel is feeding off of another channel, that channel has demons or is a lukewarm person.
They're predatory channels. They
A
have no
predatory
actual
channel.
content of their own. And this could be Bigfoot. This could be a cooking channel, a dog grooming channel, whatever. But they have no content of their own. And so their content is busting on other people or trying to point and accuse and call out and uh, feed.
Yeah.
They're just feeding off
And
the
they're-
other channels. They're
Yeah.
getting their views through attacking other people.
And there is a difference between a Christian and a child of God. I hope everybody understands that. One has a guarantee, one has a promise. But yeah, the example is the YouTube channels that don't have content, but are, as Lead Tracker E was talking about, they use another channel as their focus, or they use another channel's content, other than using an example or a teaching tool like we did with the photos. We're explaining what these images and photos were, what they mean as a teaching tool, not as content, not as that's not our content. We will explain like the Egyptian Dendra Zodiac, but that's a teaching tool for reading hieroglyphs. So that's the difference between channels with content and channels without content. Channels who have their own content or using the content as a teaching tool are not the predatory channels. The channels that are trying to elicit hate or disruption or division, distractions,
strife.
those are predatory. Maybe like this. Those are predatory channels. I seen where it froze on the other screen. I was like this, so I was gonna wait till we got back and go, which I did. But don't be that vessel that this demon or these entities are going to use. Don't be used that way. Don't let yourself be used that way.
And like
Do what your channel is there for. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Don't feed on another. give us information, give us knowledge, uh, give us how to grow gardens, how to be a mechanic, things that are going to
Something
help.
productive,
Use your channel for
creative.
that. Don't let the predatory demonic entities whisper in those ears and get you riled up to go bother somebody or bother a multitude of channels. Do what you need to do. Don't waste your time. That's the exertion of energy. That's pulling energy in, but going out. So you're feeding demons. You're feeding these energy predators. Um, these demonic energy predators will speak through a vessel. They'll use that vessel to speak, to antagonize, uh, to cause stress, chaos, or trauma, or fear in another, to get that energy directed at them, just for the purpose of feeding off that energy. It is real, and these things do happen. Um,
The unclean spirits no longer have God in them. They rejected God. They turned away from God. They don't have God's energy anymore. Their energy comes through attacking the things of God and feeding on the things of God. They want that energy. So if we're broken, if we don't deal with our issues, if we don't deal with addictions and trauma and those kind of things, if we let those fester and become bitterness and let strongholds, spiritual strongholds move in, that's when we become a willing vessel
mm, yeah.
of the dark side. That's when we become an agent of darkness ourselves, and we do more harm than good, and that's not the way to be.
And there's even spiritual energy predators who have YouTube channels just because that glitch. But they, like the tarot readers, the Ouija readers, the
And they
astral
may be
projectors.
nice people. Nice doesn't mean correct.
Yeah, and or they'll teach you how to dream more what's it called? More vivid, to have more vivid dreams, to get that energy into that area, to exert it, to get it from you to
The
put it
lucid
somewhere
dreaming.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. They want you to go into those dream worlds, and those are actual worlds. And
Yep, there are actual and real worlds.
your spirit is opened up when you do that. But those people may not even realize that's what they're doing. When I was a witch, most of the people that I met in the beginning were the sweetest people. And they were doing it also. And the reason I was doing it was uh, because I didn't see anybody healing anybody. Like it says in the Bible, right? Jesus went around healing people. Nobody I knew in any church that I went to was actually trying to heal people or cast out demons or do any of those things. And when there's nobody to turn to for that, to teach you that, that's when you stray off into these other areas or get lured off into it. And that's where the predators are. But they start with the hippy dippy, super nice, airy fairy. They start with the really kind-hearted people. They love the animals, love nature, love the trees, love people, and but they lure them in that way. And increasingly, if you stay in that world, you'll see the darker and darker entities and predatory people start to come in. It's a very dangerous situation that could be headed off if the church was stronger on helping people identify and deter these predators.
Even yoga, Tai Chi. You got to be careful with those things. You got to know every move, what that move is. Why are you doing it this certain way? You don't have to do it exactly that way to get the same stretch, but they are forms that have meaning. So know what you're doing there before you even get into. Know what those forms mean.
Know what those symbols mean, and some of those are forms of worship to specific entities.
Sure. And it's
and
not
we
to
don't
God.
even know it. We think we're just stretching out, and we just have to be careful and research what it is that we're doing.
And the people who teach the astral projection to dream vividly or to um, spiritual travel reminds me of a medicine man who I didn't know personally, but I knew of him through the medicine society, that when he would spiritual travel, he would lock himself in a room and he would travel, but he'd always have somebody on the outside the door watching his body. But he also didn't know about the demonic entities that were waiting for him to leave that body and enter. So when he returned, there's more entities in that body, which later he became known as a pedophile, and he's passed since. But um, he wasn't that way until he started doing all of the traveling, spiritual travel, opening up his threshold and letting all these demonic entities in, and they took care of what they got his soul on that one. So also with those voices and those what we call apparitions and things like that, most of them are fairies. In your kitchen, knocking things over, moving things. Don't
Which for us is just a
mistake.
tiny predator.
Yeah, it's still a tiny predator, still a predator. But do not mistake a predator's a predator demonic entity for a loved one. Don't let these demons trick you into thinking that's your grandmother, because that's not your grandmother, and that's not your mother, and that's not your father. All children of God are with God. They're not hanging out on your.
They're not
Uh,
trapped here.
they're not trapped here. They're not on your porch reading the newspaper. That's something else. That's not a child of God. Um, and that's nothing good that's in your home. So that's why we do the spiritual house cleansing, and we do deterrence and tracking. We change things up. We make sure we go through everything, and we're very aware. But God does speak in many ways, many forms. Uh, in the daydreams, uh, night dreams. But we also have to know the language that's being spoken to us.
Because the enemy also speaks in all those forms.
Mm-hmm. So we have to know the language of sign, the language of color, taste, smell, sound. All these things are are a language, and it's a language that we're supposed to know as well. Uh, Dreams, astral projection, or spiritual travel is voluntarily opening up your threshold.
Meditation.
Meditation, yoga thing. You're opening up your threshold to demonic entities. Um, they're doing chants that you don't know about or why they're being chanted. Now, trauma, a coma, or an impact, that's an involuntarily opening of your threshold. The impact does separate the energy from the body, but the energy can go back right away. It's a quick movement, or the energy will wait until that body can withstand the pain and then come back in. But the people who don't know to stay with their body will tell you, I went to go fly up here, I went to go see the ball game, I seen my cousin. But while they're saying where they were, that body is being infested. Demons, walk-ins are getting inside that body while this one is saying, I met my cousin or I seen this person. You were supposed to be, and always remember that stay with your body if it's impact or if it's trauma, because your time's not up then. Your body needs to recover, recoup.
Even with trauma, I can remember that it wasn't up until my 40s, because the trauma from when I was a kid, I would dissociate from some terrible things that were happening, and for most of my adult years, I felt like the part of me that is me, was up and to the right, never quite completely in my body. it's a dissociative kind of thing that happens with trauma. So you can pull yourself out a little way to just protect yourself, to protect your core self. And in some people, they break into many personalities, and the predators know how to do this to people on purpose and create alter egos, which are demonized aspects of personality, or it can happen just unintentionally, that when your body, when you react that way, your spirit reacts that way. The predators that are around, spiritual predators, their attachments are there, and so until those wounds are healed, you can't secure that threshold until you've had deliverance to get those unclean spirits out, those attachments out. And it's unfair, but they're vicious. They don't care if it's fair. What's fair in the spirit world?
Spiritual war is fair.
They're going to exploit. They're looking for those weaknesses. They're not going to be merciful. There is no mercy. So that's something to be aware of too. If you've been through some severe trauma, get that dealt with, work that out, talk to God, talk with I wouldn't say many of these current counselors or anything like that, but with a good friend, just get it healed, get that issue healed, and so that you don't let wicked spirits get a stronghold within you, and so that you can not be beside yourself, which is where that phrase comes from. I was beside myself. I was so traumatized that I wasn't even in here. I was beside myself.
I remember I wrote a different book. It's called The Warriors. The Warrior Views. The word view with a hyphen with the S. Views, because it's a different, the physical and spiritual. The Warrior Views the Spiritual. And I wrote that book, and I was given a camp, a knowledge camp on ceremonies and traditions, and so I'm also reading that book I'm talking about dreams, spiritual travel, comas, and things like that, on how these energy predators will invade a body when trauma or things like that happen. And one of the people at the meeting was getting upset, getting mad. And finally they stood up and said, I was in a coma. And I'm going, no, I didn't know you was in the coma. And they were getting upset at what the book was saying. And so I finally had to step back and say, this is the best way I can settle this. I just have to let you know, I did not write this book about you. But that person, the information was what I was saying, what I was reading out of that book was exactly what was happening with that person and what happened to that person. So they were getting offensive, and we had a few words, and that person left the camp who didn't finish what we could have corrected at that time we have to find that predator. We have to know it's there. Even in myself, I had to find those. I had to get rid of the jealousy, the lust. I had to get rid of all that stuff. I had to repent of all that, and I had to make myself walk a certain way, to turn away from certain things, to keep a certain path, to speak the truth along this route. So, but when these traumas happen, your energy is exposed. It comes out of the body, and there are energy predators everywhere waiting for that energy to pop out, because it is shown in the spiritual world, that energy. And so when it happens, predators come, energy predators come, spiders, every kind of weird thing you can think of, every configuration you can think of is coming for that energy. They also want to grab that energy and feed off of it before the bigger predators take away from them.
So literally think of a vessel filled with light, and now it's starting to get cracks in it. And everywhere it gets a crack, that light's leaving.
That light's leaving.
As that light's leaving and escaping, there's these predators circling around like fish in the sea, you
It's-
know, and they're going to be drawn
It's
to
like
that
a
trauma, to that, you know, all those negative emotions or emotions that become negative. And that's what they're feeding on. That's what they want. That's their energy source. That's why they try to make you, they try to bump up the fear, bump up any highly charged feeling.
It's just like being out there in pitch dark and turning your flashlight on. You do that in a pitch dark room, you can have 20 people in that room who don't know. Turn that light on, see what happens. Everybody's going to turn and look at that light. It's the same thing. They're all coming once they see
Putting
it.
your porch light on, and all the moths
All
and
the
bugs
moths,
and
bugs.
all the bugs that
Once that
flock
light comes
to it.
on.
And then you open up your door, and they all come in the door because they're waiting right there to come in.
And these demonic entities, once that door's open, they don't have to come in and scare you. They don't have to come in and throw something across the room. They don't have to move a chair. They don't have to make their presence known. By their invite, they have a right to you, to be with you. You call them. And these demonic entities know that that was not a child of God who opened that for us. That was either a lukewarm people or that was someone who thinks they're an evil person, because that thinks that they're an evil person, because people just don't understand the ruthlessness, the viciousness of predators. Even these physical ones, these dogmen, they will rape and eat at the same time. People have been torn apart. People have been ripped apart. We've got pictures of scars that are so big that you just
Can't
have
even
to
imagine the size of the
hand that would be. And that's just a hand, not compared to the rest. But these predators are very patient. They wait, they plan, they organize. They will ride around with that person who opened that door. They don't have to let them know what's going on, but they can still go to this party. They can go to this family reunion. They can go to this ball game with that entity or with that person, not showing that they're with them, and still be feeding off of not only them, but the people who come in contact.
feeding and documenting, looking for more patterns, looking for more openings to invite other unclean spirits in. It just goes on.
They wait patiently for that opportune time to cause stress, to cause fear, to antagonize, but that stress is to get you tired. That sound, that movement, that knock, that voice is to cause you stress, so that you don't rest proper, And when I say rest proper, I mean 2 to 4 hours. You don't need 8 hours. You don't need 10 hours of sleep. Nobody needs that. Our bodies are built to use our energy. It's not meant to be stagnant for that long. Um, so through the stress, through the exhaustion, that causes a deep sleep. And deep sleep is the best feeding time for a predator, because that person doesn't know fairies are in the room. They don't know that the shadow people feed. They don't know that the translucents are there, or the demonic entities that are just waiting for that person to completely be exhausted, tired, so they'll just come over and feed off of that energy while that person thinks that they're getting rest. Bloodletting. People do bloodletting to appease that demon, to appease those fairies, to not be antagonized or to not be stressed, to have a night's sleep. People have been known to cut themselves to appease, not knowing that bloodletting or letting blood come out is to feed these demonic entities, these fairies, the translucents, and things like that.
So it does make them feel better for a minute.
It does, yes.
temporarily, they don't realize that they're actually feeding the enemy.
Now,
They think they're just releasing the emotion,
oh yeah,
and and it's something that's pushed in this society on young people to do this. In the past, it was part of religious ceremonies and things like that, the self-abuse and the self-harm, just another way for a demon to feed under the guise of religion. And now it's under the guise of making yourself feel better, release your emotions. It's almost become a novelty, or
yeah. And releasing emotions, releasing energy, and you can direct that energy at somebody. Even your thoughts is directing energy. That person made me mad, so I'm gonna direct my energy at them. You're still directing energy, and that person who made you mad.
Cursing.
Yeah, and that person who made you mad, that demonic entity is waiting for that retaliation, for that response, because that's energy being directed back at it. It's feeding. The Indians who, not just bloodletting, but not knowing that these demonic entities are around or fairies are around, would have a dead feast. And they would cook all the, that's not your mother, that's not your father, that's not your great grandfather, but these demons know these people. They do know through family albums, through your talks, through being here,
being there over the generations. Yeah, we've lived to be max 100. They
2,000, 3,000. So they know that family. They know that family line. They know how to use that image to elicit energy or to get closer to you, to get a trust, a communication to feed off of you.
Familiar spirits.
Familiars. And so the Indians would have a dead feast. They would cook all food. They'd leave a chair open, make a plate, put all the food of who they thought that it might be. And then they would all feast and they would go to bed, but they would leave all the pots and pans out, dirty, whatever, for the spirits to feast also. But they didn't know that they were feeding demonic entities, that they were feeding fairies, that they were feeding these translucents and things like that were in their house that leaves physical evidence as well.
In the new age world, and which is really the old age, in the world of witchcraft, that was also something that I was taught. And at the time, I was, deluded into thinking that it was just a way of honoring the ancestors, not realizing that that wasn't the ancestors at all. Another form of this, honestly, and even though I think it's a sweet tradition, but it's really just another form, is for Memorial Day, setting the tables at some of these restaurants for the veterans who have passed on. It is a sweet thought, but put a poster up or something, have some other kind of ceremony, but not a here's their chair and here's where they're going to sit and here's where their food will go, because you're treading in that territory then of calling on spirits.
Also, once that door is open, when someone gives a demon a right, and you cannot, that demon got a right somewhere, and somehow, whether it's a wish, a dream, trauma, or, a prayer of praying for someone else, and some demons will antagonize and stress that other person out so much that another person is willing to take that demon to have that demon release that person.
Yeah, like the people that will challenge the demons and say, leave her alone. And I'm not saying this, Lord, leave her alone. Come take on me, or something like that.
Bring it on this
we
way.
See that how many times, and
that's a trick.
Absolutely, it's a trick, and you just walked right on into that trap, because number one, they don't have the authority to be there at all, or that authority needs to be removed from everyone. It doesn't, even, here's a weird thing, and it just came to my mind, so I'm going to say it. Even when I was being molested as a kid, one of the molesters would convince me that if I took that on, then they would leave the others alone. It's the same kind of, the same kind of thing. It's a trick. They don't leave the other ones alone, because they were telling the other ones that too. So for you to challenge and say, Well, if it has to happen to someone, like I would take it up, it has to happen to someone. So I was going to be uh, the sacrificial lamb or whatever, because I hoped that it would protect other people. But that's how vicious they are. They fool you into thinking that. I walked right
Yeah.
into that trap.
Yeah, but they will use that. It's an old trick too. But we're not taught that. You know, we're not taught all this. Um, but that demon or those demons, when that door is open, they don't have to show themselves. They don't have to make any kind of presence known. But they will guide just enough to not cause suspicion. So this person, this lukewarm person, you know, they're like, well, I'll go to church next weekend, or yeah, I'll talk to them, or well, we pray at 2 o'clock, and that's when I pray. As we were talking about today, God's not there when you set the appointment. I mean, God is there, of course, but you're only saying, I'm going to talk to God at this time. The rest of the day is mine.
We should be talking to God all day, every day, a
All day,
continuing conversation in our head.
every day, all day, and
Because it's also another way to make a form of guilt. Oh, I missed that time. Now
oh
I'm
yeah,
in trouble.
yeah, that
Now
too.
I've got guilt, because guilt is another tool of the enemy. A way the accuser just wants to pound away at you, chip away at you, or get you to attack yourself through guilt.
Oh yeah. Even just like today, we was talking, and I was trying to think, is there something that I haven't repented about? And I was thinking, I said, no, everything's been repented.
You can remember, yeah.
That I could remember. The lead tracker, he said, I even pray that if it's something I forgot, you know, please.
And then there's things I go back for and repent, even though, and it's just as a way of, I'm so sorry I hurt you like that. It will come back to mind something that, just like, oh man, you know, and that's okay.
So with these predators, spiritual or physical, uh, there's predator DNA in predators. A rattlesnake, a copperhead, a water moccasin, a wolf, a raven, an owl. They all have predator DNA. Those we don't need here. We don't need predator DNA anywhere. Um, that the predator, no matter the form, is a predator. Whether it's a demonic entity, predator Bigfoots, a hybrid, a bird, I mean a raven, a hawk, a shark, a barracuda, a piranha. They're all predators, and all predators are not growing gardens and using the ingredients to bake a cake. These are ambush. These are predators. These are trappers, all to get food. Um, the spiritual war was before we got here. It's happening right now in the present. We are in the spiritual war. We have to understand that. It's not just a physical, it is a spiritual war. We are God's spiritual warriors. We were sent, we were ordered to subdue these creatures, these abominations. Um, but as the end times happen, we are in those times. And it can happen anytime because we are. It can happen anytime because by the ancient hieroglyphs, we're past our judgment time. We're in the forever time. But there is not supposed to be a child of God here at this time. We're supposed to have been all corrupted, all on the take, all abusive, all sarcastic, all trying to antagonize, all trying to offend each other, all trying to be a predator, bro. That's what we were taught. That's what we were programmed by our parents. Everybody was given the Ouija board. Our parents were drinkers, and some of them were, some were. The aunts and uncles, that abuse started further back for us to be uneducated and chaos causers or disruptive people. That's what we're supposed to be. Only we're here, and we're here together, and we have prepared and we're standing. So there are children of God here. So
I got a few minutes. Lukewarm or unintentional parasites or predators. They don't help anyone, or if they do help or give a gift or do a deed for someone, they expect to collect later.
Yeah, watch
and see it as an agreement or a way to control others.
Yeah,
They
to have
may,
influence.
That may not even be their intent when they first start out, but they think of it later. Or if they get into a bind, then they start going, oh, well, I can go back and collect from this one or that one. And then we'll get upset with that person. So they've created their own offense. They might buy you something.
They might buy you something.
Yes, gifts are a good way to get into a trap with someone if it's someone with the wrong intentions, or who ends up with the wrong intentions later because they may try to come back and try to get it from you or blame you, or they had an angle when they gave it to you. Be wary of those kind of gifts. Or maybe actually cursed objects that can come to you in gifts, things with attachments. Family or frenemies, which is friends that are actually enemies. They're the ones who keep a record of any secrets or wrongdoings or what they perceive as wrongdoings or mistakes, and they remind you of them. So, and that's with the spirit of the accuser. So these kind of people will, you have a dream or, I'm saying a goal, they're going to be the ones say, you can't do that. You've always been too clumsy, or you're too scattered for that. You're too, anything negative that they want to throw in there. When you have a good idea or God tells you to do something, these are the discouragers that are going to come and feel like it's their duty to tell you what you can't do. Those are predatory people. The people who only call when they want something or need something, or parasitic people, energy vampires, and they may not even realize they're doing this, but it's almost like they will cling to their problems and they want to constantly draw other people into their problems. And even when given the solution, they've got a problem for every solution. So they don't really they're not ready yet for the problem to be fixed, because somehow they're getting a payoff from that energy of people trying to help them fix their problem. An example would be a young lady you talked to not too long ago that all kinds of spiritual activity happening at their house. And we were trying to say exactly how we would get rid of that. But for every solution, she had a reason why, no, it couldn't work. And well, I challenge you to do this. And it was not coming from a place of she really wanted help. It was more like she wanted the attention. And we don't even know this lady, never met the lady, but you can see the patterns because it happens over and over. Adults who blame others for their own problems or decisions, those are energy drainers. Pretty much the world is made up of parasites and hosts. You're either given or you're taken.
Yeah. And
so the people that are, and there should be a little balance in there too, but for the most part, you're either a giver or a taker. You either think everything's just give to me, it's all about me, or you trying to help and leave the world a better place than when you got here. people who have open thresholds and wounds and chinks in their armor, and they expect others to fill those holes that only God himself can fill or heal. You won't be able to get anywhere with that kind of person. And if you continually try to fix that kind of person yourself without directing them to God, all you're doing is crippling them, because then they're just going to make you their God, make you their idol. And then they're going to be crushed when they find out you're just human too. Be careful of that. And then there was somebody recently, she said, don't make me your idol, because God doesn't want anybody to have idols. You do that, he might remove me so that you turn to him. So be careful. Those kind of people, they're not going to heal and they're not going to get better. These are the people that are lukewarm, that still can get right and do right. They're not the true agents of darkness that love evil, want to do evil, cling to evil, or they're all about it. Predator through and through. These are the ones that are the lost, that they're still, God still wants them. He's still waiting for them to turn to him. You can do it a lot quicker if you don't blame other people, and if you turn to God through the Bible, through the Word, and just talking to him. Explain what you think you do. Ask, and then shut up as you listen to what he says. Most of our prayers are talking, and not so much listening. These kind of people try to distract, discourage, disrupt, and divide. Those are all energy predators. Original agents of darkness, these kind of predators, the worst of the worst, these are the ones that create opportunities to prey on people. So in Bigfoot world, these would be the ones that are creating the blinds, the stalking blinds right up outside the daycares and the children's windows and things like that. Or for whatever the prey is, they're actively creating the situation where they can attack. Predatory people would actively create the situation where they can attack. And even on a grand scale, versions would be corporations, the bad people in the churches, that feed on people's emotions and try to take advantage of people.
Even demonic entities will, like when we show blinds and things by the daycares, will say, "Oh, that's not what it's for," or "That's, why are you trying to blame that on the Bigfoot?" But they're covering, or they're saying that that predator is not there, camped behind the daycare to watch the children.
When we've literally got 5 people walking around showing where it is, and they say, "Oh, no, we didn't say that wasn't a blind. We said that's not the reason for doing it." Okay, you got a predator blind outside of a daycare. Why are you going to take a chance? Why would you even stand your ground on this? Like, go 10 toes down on something else over there, because we're talking about an elderly center and a daycare center. The most vulnerable among us having a predator blind beside it. Why would that be where you want to throw a fit?
But also those
so they don't know they're being used by the predator
they don't know
spirits.
they're being used. It's not the person; it's a demonic entity that's whispering to say things like that, to cause a disruption, to cause doubt,
other people,
stress.
How did that hurt him in any way? For us to warn people, be careful, because there's, it could be there's a family of cannibals down the road. Be careful of them. It's been whispered about that family for years and years. Just like don't go there for supper, right?
Yeah.
That would be like somebody else stepping in and saying, "Oh," but they don't know when the other person does know. That's just foolishness. So those are the original predators, set up the means to attack. And then there's ambush predators, and they may or may not set up the means to attack, but they'll definitely take advantage of it. opportunistic predators along the same lines. Um, Opportunistic predators and parasites are people that it can even be as subtle, it can be as bad as a serial killer, it can be as subtle as somebody who's just taking extra supplies from work and they think it doesn't matter, but it does matter, because if that person does it, then the other person does it, and then the other one does it, and then pretty soon your work is supplying 4 different families, because it's you and your kids, and you're bringing enough, toilet paper home for them, and this, that kind of thing. That's it's a predatory thing. It's not a good thing. That's puts you on the same level as people like that. You think you're not hurt, and then that causes increased security and increased fees for the customer and increased insurance, and you think you're not hurting anybody, but you really are. On big scale corporation type predator or predatory behavior, it's covered every single industry, from medical with the jabs, predatory viruses, and just the hiding and the taking out of the doctors that have the knowledge of how to heal, the healing information, the right machine, the frequency healings, all those things that are hidden from us, and the people taken out. It's just a corrupt industry. It's a money-making industry, and we all know it. All these societies and foundations that claim to be for the greater good are really just skimming so much off the top, while the people at the bottom are doing what they need to do with good intentions. The ones at the top are corrupting it all and stealing. Education, same thing. They have an agenda. They're pushing different agendas that we won't go into right here, but we all know the problems with the education system and how they're corrupting the youth and confusing the youth and hiding information and giving wrong information, trying to take the place of parents. In science, the trust the science is completely not what science is about. You're supposed to not trust the science. You're supposed to continually keep trying to learn. You don't just say, trust the science and leave it there, and everybody just hush, and we're not going to, take our word for it. That's not what science is about. In art, even art has been taken over. We all heard last year about, or year before maybe, about the Wayfair, where they traffic a lot of humans with art, or the arts, with the entertainment industry, film industry, modeling industry, and actual physical art. Those are all just slap full of predators. Right now, if anybody's following the whole rap industry, it's going down, and it'll be one after another after another. But the producers and things, they're predators also. The abortion industry, it's got a pretty name. It's called Planned Parenthood, but it's an industry, and it's full of predators, and it's modern sacrifice, just with a different name. The harvesting of human organs, harvesting of adrenochrome, the actual people being consumed by people who really are cannibals. It's really going on, and it's really just ancient worship and ancient sacrifices to demons in modern times. It's covered up very well. So those are all kinds of predators that we're surrounded by.
Also, we have to remember that the insect to the man world have similarities. Gifters and people like that to predators, or to have a communication with a predator. The only outcome with that is that the predator ingest that person, or that person is used by a human predator. It's for capture, and consumption. And consumption with a human predator may be just to abuse that person throughout a period of time. But it's similarities. If you're gifted or if you're communicating with a predator, they've only got one goal, and that's to get you. It's you're the prize. You're the reason they're there.
When you quit gifting them and when you start telling predators no, that's when the ugly comes out.
That's
Just
when you
like the
find out.
little child imaginary friend, it's a little demon playing with your kid that you hear them conversations that they're having. They get along for a little while, your kid's lonely. Oh, that's good. They entertaining themselves, so I can be busy doing this over here. That kid's being groomed by that demon, and then the day that kid that child does not want to play, that's when the demon starts to attack. When it's not a cute little girl, it's a full-blown demon that's attacking your child or the rest of the family.
So we're going to go through the comments and see if there's any questions. And I hope you saved those for the end, and that our moderators were able to explain that to you. But this is the part where we're going to take comments and questions that are relating to the topic, and then we're going to have our closing prayer, and then we will see everyone again very soon. But also for your daily video, you'll receive that by morning for day 4. And anyone else who might want to participate in this, Cash App or PayPal, or if you want to, and then we know you, if you want to participate and maybe pay later before we have to have the funds for the fuel and the stay and the oil change and everything, you're more than welcome to do that, especially if we know you. But we're going to go over the comments and see if there's any questions about tonight or comments. And then we will close for the evening, and we had a great time with everybody.
And yeah, we could go on for hours
We
about
could.
this. CG's been working hard.
Oh, CT,
goodness.
thank you.
Your
Look at
fingers must be
this.
tired, CG.
Wow, CT, you're just.
Graybeard says spiritual hygiene is very important. The church should teach this to the body. Absolutely. Otherwise, we're just fighting with our hands tied behind the back or with blindfolds on. And the solutions are the same. Do we even talk about that real quick while you roll up to those?
Shay Vakin is here.
Hey, Shay, the solutions are the same. The deterrence is the same. It's love. It's God. It's keeping everything around you as clean as possible and within you as clean as possible. It's securing your property, securing your thresholds, your spiritual thresholds, your physical thresholds. It's weeding the negative people out of your life as much as possible, or at least not letting them affect your mood. Some of the ways we didn't talk about, hey, Cube, thank you for that.
Look at Cubator.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cube.
you so much.
One of the ways we didn't talk about our predators that are not even knowing. So many people now have anxiety and depression, and first of all, you deal with the health aspects of it. Make sure that your body is healthy, that you have everything that you need. Your minerals are right, your body chemicals are all right, and then also consider the spiritual attacks of the anxiety and the depression. Those voices that you're hearing, those thoughts that you're having, they're not always from you. You may repeat negative things to yourself over and over and over until you get an attachment, but sometimes they just attack out of the blue. Overwhelming despair, or I just can't shake it, I don't understand it, it's a heaviness, I always feel so heavy, I always feel so old. You may be reinforcing that with your words, but it may be a spiritual attack also.
Oh, Graybeard says spiritual hygiene is very important, and the church should teach this to the body. And that's also whenever we're working with somebody and it feels weird to them at first. Like this one person I was working with, he had a stroke and it was for a little while. And I told him I could help him with the minerals and getting his balance, his diet back, and exercise. And then when I met him, he was just kind of barely walking and he had that one-sided limp. So I said, "Can I talk to you?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, have a seat." And I sit down. I said, "So you've forgotten how to run?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your body." And he goes, "Oh." I said, "I'm not talking to you." And I said, "You've forgotten how to run. We are going to relearn how to run, and you are going to run again." And he stepped back there and he didn't say anything, but he said, "I felt that." I said, "That's what I was doing. I was talking to your body. I wasn't talking to you." And that's kind of like what we're talking about tonight. We can talk to that person, but we're not talking to that demon. We're not talking to that predator. Whatever may come with people is not in our conversation, and it's not, and it does not need to be around us at any time. Cuban Air says the church needs more discernment. Yes. And more people who just know they're got a guarantee and do what you got to do. Uh-oh. JR says, I have a minty glow now. Ooh, I couldn't breathe for a little bit, and I used it, and I rubbed it on my finger, and I forgot I had just a little bit there, and I tried to just barely.
Dug in his eye.
Next thing I know, I'm like, I got to go. A minty glow now. I like that. Everybody's saying hello, talking about Ophiuchus. I couldn't even say it whenever I was studying it.
Ophiuchus.
And Lauren is saying hi to Shade there.
Well,
And that's pretty good. We had a good
questions.
Good. Okay, so remember Cash App or PayPal if you're going to join us for the 30-day preparation for the World Series. We're going to get ready for that. But we'd like to show you how we prepare, what we do, the spiritual aspects of it, the teachings of the game. We're going to be sharing information like that. We're going to be sharing information that a lot of people don't have. So it's interesting. I've watched the 3 days, even though we were there, I still watched it. And when I was watching, I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I would stay here in 30 days of this to see where it began and where it's going to end, how it's going to end. That's going to be something too. But you can also join at any time. And when you join at any time, whether it's further down the line or not, you'll still receive the full DVD or the full video of this project, of this part of the journey that you're going to be here with and supporting and helping. You'll get that video or that DVD, and that'll always be with you. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts because we are needing just a little bit support on this. But the way everything is looking, it looks like we're going to be taking some good people with us virtually with the daily updates. And I can't wait till we get this completed to where you get that finished thing. And you can share it with whoever you want to share it, but we're not going to. We may put it on YouTube later, but that's for you, for all the participants and the people helping. So you're going to get that first regardless. If you are a Patreon member, you will get weekly updates of a video of the weekly things that we're doing. Put in one video for you, but that will also be private for you. We're trying to keep things as low key as possible until we.
Lyrical Jazzy says, "Got to hit the sack. It was a great live, very informative. Good night, everybody."
Oh, I didn't even know
Jazzy.
You were still here. Good night, Jazzy. Get some good rest. Everybody saying good night to you. Hitting the sack. All right. Good night, Jazzy and Holly. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah, I want to read 2 more verses.
Okay.
Ephesians 5:8 says, "For you were sometimes darkness, but now ye are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light." And Romans 8:38 and 39 says, "For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord." So we'll stop there. We're going to have to come back with this one because we still had a lot to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know 2 hours for you. 3 hours.
2 Peter 2:10 through 16, Matthew 4:1 through 10.
Matthew 4:1 through 10.
And one of the
What was the other one?
most
Second Peter.
2 Peter 2:10 through 16. One of our most powerful weapons is gratitude.
One of our most powerful weapons is gratitude. It glitched, so I'll just repeat.
It should be the first thing we start prayer with is gratitude.
Yeah.
Enter his gates with praise. Wake up every day with gratitude. No matter how bad it seems, don't be one of those people that say, "Oh, it can't get any worse."
Don't say that.
It sure can.
It
So
sure
you better
can.
be grateful that you woke up to be able to form those words to say that, or to could think clearly enough to even think that. Then you say, sorry. Thank you, Lord.
And Connie, if you're here, 8, 7, 10, and 3 for
your numbers.
No, for Steve.
For Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's half of the 8, all of the, which is 4 tablets 2 times a day. With the 7 and the 10, it's 4 tablets 4 times a day, and with the number 3, it's 4 tablets 2 times a day. And if you can, buy a bottle of all 12 essential minerals, and also take that to replenish the ones that we've been using up. Do that till those bottles are done, and then you can taper back off. But you'll get that healing that you're looking for, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, good night, everyone, and we'll go ahead and say a prayer and close. Father, we thank you. We thank you for a smooth transition, very little electronic trouble. We thank you for that. We thank you for this knowledge, and we thank you for the knowledge to come. We thank you for everyone that joined us here tonight and those that will see this in the future, Lord. And we thank you if it plays any part in helping anyone to fight back against the darkness and avoid the traps that are out there. We thank you, Lord, that you show us how to avoid the predators, and you show us exactly how they work, that you've shown us the patterns, that your word is just absolutely full of the best tracking advice ever, to teach how to track down and deter, destroy, reject, and just identify all predators in every form, Lord. You show us, and we're so grateful for that. We love you, and we hope it was a good day for you too, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
So remember to tell your child, your children, whoever you're with, that's not a normal bird, that's a predator. That's not a normal snake, that's a predator. So we're going to
It's
have
not a normal human, that's a predator.
Not a normal human, that's a predator. We're going to have the 4th day daily video up. It'll be early in the morning. We're still going to finish that because we still have to do a workout tonight, right after this, and so you'll get that. But also, you're going to see that we're on here, part of the daily video. You're going to see like a little small clip of this, but just to show you that we're showing you things that we're doing throughout the day. So everyone, have a good evening, and we will see you again.
We thank you for spending your time with us.
Yes, thank you for spending your time with us, and we'll see you again, Warriors.
Night.
Very soon. Are we moving?
So beautiful.
Are we moving?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone who's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.